Over the past couple of years, the Avs have made a significant investment in creating a Russian prospect pipeline, and the fruits of that labor may not be that far away with Nikolai Kovalenko.
Oh! And Como has a breakaway.
Now, it's no secret that where Kovalenko has gotten probably has at least a little bit to do with his bloodlines. His father played for a number of years for Quebec and even briefly in Colorado with the Avs, and on top of that, he's currently the chairman of the KHL's Player Association. So the relationship with Colorado may well have been there regardless of the Russian influence that the Avs have been placing on their prospect watching, and at the same time, the fact that Kovalenko played in the KHL as a 19-year-old, I do believe he definitely deserved his spot, but it didn't hurt to have his dad as the chairman of the Players Association. Kovalenko got off to a hot start, scoring 3 goals in his first 5 games in the KHL with Lokomotiv Yaroslavl this season, and he was looking very solid, especially for someone as young as he is. Unfortunately, I cannot show you any highlights of Kovalenko playing in the KHL because they will take this video down entirely, so apologies about that. I will have some highlights of him in some other leagues a little bit later on. After his hot start, though, unfortunately his scoring became sporadic at best and rare at worst. He mostly played 3rd or 4th line minutes in the KHL, but in general he earned his spot fairly well, despite being an occasional healthy scratch. While of course you would like to see him score a bit more in the big leagues, he earned his spot by being an extremely hardworking player, never afraid to be physical, throw the body around, and go to the dirty areas of the ice and get the job done. His tenacity in puck battles is a huge plus for him, and he has the skill to back it up so he can use his stick to take the puck away and then fend off other players. All this despite measuring in at 5'10", 175 pounds against full-grown men is a great sign, and these are things that should continue to improve as he ages and fills out. Being so young, when December rolled around, his team did release him to go to the World Juniors for Russia, and it's here against his peers and in other places against his peers where he really shined. On a team where he was given a bit more opportunity against competition that is a lot weaker than what is arguably the second best league in the world, the scoring did come for Kovalenko. Despite having a scary crash into the boards while scoring his first goal and missing a couple of games in the tournament because of that, he still managed to return and pick up a couple more points for 3 points in 6 games while he was there. After helping the Russian junior team to a bronze medal, he would return to his KHL team, where in the second half of the season he would see his use be a bit more sporadic, much more regularly being a healthy scratch. Whether that's because he was dealing with some injuries or not is a little unclear. Despite this, when the playoffs rolled around again, he was able to carve out a relatively consistent spot for himself in the lineup and actually contributed nicely offensively, helping the team get into the second round. The Lokomotiv would run out of steam there though, so Kovalenko was sent to rejoin his junior team for their playoff run, and despite joining them after the first few rounds were over, he still managed to put up the best points per game of anyone on the team. He without a doubt proved that he is well beyond the level of junior hockey play and fully ready and should be in the KHL, and led this junior team to their second championship in as many years. He has set himself up very nicely to earn a much bigger role in Yaroslavl, as he does have a contract going over the next 2 years with them, and then look for him to make the jump directly to the NHL. Overall, Nikolai Kovalenko scored 5 goals and 1 assist for 6 points during 33 regular season KHL games, but don't let those numbers fool you. He also added 2 points in 7 KHL playoff games, as well as 3 points in 6 World Junior games, and 9 points in 11 Russian Junior playoff games. Overall, based on his season and play as a whole, I'm going to give Kovalenko a B- grade. Of course, you would like to see him score a bit more, that is where the B- comes in, but when you compare his stats to other similar prospects, specifically Grigory Denisenko, who is a first-round pick in the very same draft and also plays for this exact same team, Kovalenko scored just as well as he did in the KHL. The fact that we picked Kovalenko in the 6th round, and you're comparing him to first rounders, it shows just how beneficial that Russian pipeline can be. And trust me, if you get the chance to see him play a game, you absolutely should, because the stats do not tell the story there at all. He absolutely earned his spot all year long with strong play. Of course, the Bloodline didn't hurt in the Avs making this pick, but they may have just stumbled into a gem here. As already mentioned, his development path is very clear from here. 2 more years of hard work in the KHL. Hopefully he continues to progress and make the correct steps, and then he could be in an Avs jersey. That is the end of this player's season video review. Thank you for watching, and as always, a special thank you to all of my contributors on both PayPal and Patreon. You are all extremely generous, and I really do appreciate it. If you really like content like this, consider throwing a few bucks my way down in the description. I'm Rudo3, and if you want to see some of Kovalenko's play in the Russian Junior League, you can see that video on screen here in a second.
Avalanche time, come on, grab your friends. We're going to the playoffs again with Nate the dog and Gabe the big. The fun isn't over yet, it is Avalanche time.